Hi everyone, how's it going? This is Gersha from Technical Option Traders. Hope you guys are having a great week. Let's do a recap of the week. Before I begin, just a humble request, if you guys can please like and comment to my channel, just to help me beat the algorithms of YouTube. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, before further ado, let's get started into the analysis for the week of the markets, right? Looking at the markets overall, as you guys can see, the volume is starting to level out here, okay? So it's not increasing. It's kind of starting to flatten out, and today's has low volume compared to the previous days. So that makes sense. We were in a short week because of the Memorial Day long weekend, and now we're finishing up the week with basically an inside week overall if we just look at it. So we had a strong up move here with this continuous down. We had a strong up move with consolidation. So overall, we're holding up really well. This is an important level to me for 404 for the S&P 500. On the weekly time frame, I feel like as long as this level holds and we consolidate in between this, we can start to push up. But so far on the daily time frame with this consolidation, what this trend has done for me, it just has made a new higher low. Okay, that's all that's happened for me. Okay, so we have a trend line up, now we have a higher low. Okay, so or a lower high per se, right? So looking at the S&P 500, the strength is still bearish right now. What we need to see is we need to see a close above 417 with volume picking up, get to 420, then push above to 429, right? So right now we could see a push, but however we do have to be careful. Looking at this is a nice consolidation, but we have to be careful and we have to respect the volume overall. Okay, and the volume is very flat today on this down move. That's typically what you want to see. You don't want to see strength on the selling. You want to see weakness on the selling. So that means that this buying over here is strong enough, and we want to see a push up. Okay, so overall the S&P 500 is looking okay, closing the week flat. And what we want to see now into next week is we want to start to see some sort of strength. However, keep one thing in mind. We are on the 3rd until the 15th, so next week will be volatile as well because 15th is a Fed meeting. Okay, that is when the Fed is supposed to come on and talk about interest rates. However, we are expecting a 0.5 base increase on the Fed's rate, so we have to be careful because of QE tapering as well. So we have to let price be our guide. Okay, so looking at the Qs here, Qs overall, same concept here. They've made a lower high or a higher low over here. Okay, so they broke the initial downtrend line, which was going this way, and now they've made a higher low here. And what we want to see is we want to see price action either break down and break below the 300 level and push down to 285, or we want to see price consolidate here and break above 314, and we can easily push towards 325. However, for the Qs, as you guys can see, if we zoom out, 345 is a big level of resistance. Until then, I would just not even swing long per se. However, it does give an opportunity. Now in the Qs, we do have some stock splits that are happening next week, such as Google and Amazon and Shopify. So we have to be mindful of that and to see how those impact the trend of the market right now. Okay, so that is something that we want to watch for. But overall, the Qs, if we look at the 1 hour time frame on the intraday, they're trading in the range right now, which is perfectly fine. It's respectable, and they're breaking the support level. That's fine as well. But as you guys can see, the volume itself is declining. Okay, so the volume is declining on the pullback, which I find positive for bulls right now. It's not increasing, so we could see a run up here to about 314, and then break above that 325. It's very easy. Okay, so that is for the Qs. Looking at IWM. IWM on the weekly, let's look at it. Nice bounce here, low volume on this pullback, which is positive, and we can start to see a push up here, or we can start to see a consolidation on the weekly. On the daily here, nice consolidation, holding a higher low, and we just want to hold. We want to see what price action does at this point right about here. Okay, so if price action can push through here for the IWM, we can easily get above 190, and 192 is in the picture. Then we push above the 200 level. So that's something that we do want to keep our eye on for the overall transaction for IWM. It is in the price channel. So if this level breaks right here, which is about 184, we can easily come back down and test 181. So IWM overall with weak volume, just like the SPY, Dow Jones, and the triple Qs, we want to keep an eye on that. So here on the Dow Jones, we can see on the same thing, consolidation. This is a symmetrical triangle pattern on the Dow. It's testing that, consolidating at the resistance level. If it cannot break above this, it could be a good short opportunity below 327, down to about 322. If that breaks, then we got down to about 306. So just got to be careful of the Dow and what's happening here overall. And the overall market is still very, very, unsure and uncertain, and we want to be careful of that so we don't end up taking a long position. That could possibly hurt us. But on the weekly, Dow's got this weak volume on the down move today, so we got to respect that. The pullback is weak; it's not strong, unlike this previous time frame right here, where the pullback was really, really strong with rising volume. That's not what we have today here overall, right? So this is positive sign for the bulls that this engulfing candle right here could push us to the 340 level. Okay, so that's something that we have to keep our mind open to. So it can't be just one-sided. But however, if we're unable to get above this level, about 330, 332, and close above it, we can turn very, very, very fast. Okay, let's looking at ARC and KWeb. So let's look at ARC first. ARC is in this consolidation, unable to get above it. This is a positive sign for me that this is consolidating here, so not a lot happening. So if it breaks above 46, after the longer the consolidation and it breaks, the bigger the move it will be, either to the upside or the downside. If it breaks the downside, I'm watching 38. If it breaks the upside, I'm watching 45. So we will see what happens here, okay? ARC is on watch. KWeb with a nice pullback here after a few days of a volatile up move and a consolidation. I still think China will be strong overall over the next coming weeks. So we could see a bottom in China. But we have to be very careful of price action. However, right now, price action, this pullback is very, very small. So we'll see what next week brings for China here. But China is one of those things I am watching for the longer term. Looking at gold, gold is absolutely holding on here. It's not breaking out. It's not really breaking down. A consolidation could be accumulation back in this bigger zone between about 175 and about 167. Could continue to accumulate here before it tries to break out again. But for now, the volume is declining. Okay, so the strength in the trend is not really there. So this does happen in accumulation or distribution. So we have to see if this breaks 168 on rising volume. That's how we could know that weakness is coming in gold, and we could see a break of 164 and then a run down to 157. If we see a rise in volume, we can see an easy break of 175, push to 180, then 183, and then about 192. So we'll see what happens with gold overall. But for now, it's very, very cautious overall, right? So looking at the futures here, this is what I want to get into now. Something very interesting is starting to happen now. The crude oil futures, okay, guys? If you guys are watching crude is absolutely blowing up here, okay? Crude is going to new highs right now, right? It's going to new highs, but if you guys see the volume here on the daily, it's on a downtick here. But what's important to see is what happens next week. If we look at the weekly volume on crude, it's after this push up, this initial push right here, the volume has gotten very flat. So we need this volume to rise to get above here. If it does, crude could be looking for a peak right up here at 147. Okay, so this is a parabolic move to the upside, and if crude continues to break, if you guys have not, you guys should read about intermarket analysis, that what happened the last time crude and commodities rose together to the market and economy overall. So be careful of this, that this could be telling us that something is to come, okay? Crude is giving us a big, big flash, okay? So looking at natural gas, I'm not sure if a lot of people follow natural gas at all, but the future is they're just parabolic. Okay, absolutely parabolic here. So something to be careful of natural gas, not to chase this. This is a big, big move up, so I'd be careful of this, okay? Then looking at Bitcoin now, Bitcoin, consolidating on the lower end here. So broke down, now it's in consolidation. The last time, so it's tested this level once, two times, three. The fourth test it broke and it pulled back. This is a consolidation. If it breaks down below 25,000, we're going easily to 20,000, okay? So be careful when you're trading these particular stocks that are related to tied to Bitcoin. Bitcoin overall looks very, very weak for now. Looking at VIX, VIX is down here, but it's not below 20 yet. I want to see a break below 20 before I get really, really bullish on the market. But for now, VIX is still holding on, but it did break a downtrend line, so have to watch this and to see what happens with VIX overall in the next coming days and weeks, right? So this was my analysis, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like what I do, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate that.